Top 5 morning drinks to lower blood pressure naturally after 60. Most people over 60 start their morning with the same drink every single day. And without realizing it, they are either quietly supporting their blood pressure or making their heart and blood vessels work twice as hard before they even eat breakfast. Here is something your doctor probably never told you. Blood pressure does not spike suddenly. It builds silently. Morning by morning. Drink by drink. The first thing you consume when you wake up sets the tone for your cardiovascular system for the entire day. It either relaxes your blood vessels and reduces the workload on your heart, or it tightens them and raises the pressure that your heart must push against with every single beat. The truth is, most seniors over 60 unknowingly choose morning drinks that spike cortisol, constrict blood vessels, and raise blood pressure within minutes of waking. And they do this every single day without connecting their morning habits to the blood pressure numbers their doctor shows them at their annual checkup. But here is the good news. Research has shown that specific morning drinks you can prepare at home for almost nothing, may support healthier blood pressure levels naturally. Not as a replacement for your medication. Not overnight. But consistently and measurably when consumed as part of a daily morning routine. Today on 60 Strong, I am going to show you the top 5 morning drinks that may help support lower blood pressure naturally, specifically for men and women over 60. These are not supplements. These are not expensive products. These are real drinks with real clinical research behind them that you can start tomorrow morning. Stay with me until the end, because drink number 4 is one that most people over 60 have completely overlooked for blood pressure, and the research behind what it does to blood vessel flexibility specifically is something most cardiologists never discuss with their patients. Let us get started. Drink number 1. Hibiscus tea. If there is one drink on today's list that has the strongest and most consistent clinical research behind it for blood pressure specifically, it is hibiscus tea. And most seniors have never once considered it as part of their morning routine. The problem it solves. After 60, your blood vessels naturally become less flexible. The walls of your arteries thicken and stiffen with age, a process called arterial stiffness. Stiff arteries cannot expand and contract efficiently with each heartbeat. This forces your heart to pump harder to push blood through less flexible vessels, raising the pressure throughout your entire cardiovascular system. This age-related arterial stiffness is one of the primary reasons blood pressure naturally rises after 60, even in seniors who eat well, exercise, and have no other health conditions. It is also one of the primary reasons that blood pressure management becomes more challenging with each passing decade. How hibiscus tea helps. Hibiscus flowers contain extraordinarily high concentrations of anthocyanins, the same flavonoid pigments found in blueberries and red berries that give hibiscus its distinctive deep crimson color. These anthocyanins do something very specific inside your blood vessels that makes hibiscus tea uniquely valuable for blood pressure management after 60. They stimulate the production of nitric oxide in the endothelial cells lining your blood vessel walls. Nitric oxide is the body's natural blood vessel relaxant. When nitric oxide levels rise, blood vessel walls relax and widen, reducing the resistance that your heart must overcome with every beat. Less resistance means lower blood pressure. More flexible vessels means less strain on the heart. Hibiscus anthocyanins also inhibit the angiotensin-converting enzyme, the same enzyme that ACE inhibitor blood pressure medications target. This natural ACE inhibition reduces the production of angiotensin II, a hormone that causes blood vessels to constrict and raises blood pressure when present in excess. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition followed 65 adults with elevated blood pressure who drank hibiscus tea daily for 6 weeks. Systolic blood pressure, the top number, dropped by an average of 7 points. Diastolic pressure, the bottom number, dropped by 3 points. The researchers concluded the results were clinically meaningful and comparable to low-dose antihypertensive medication. A second study published in Phytomedicine found that hibiscus extract produced blood pressure reductions comparable to the medication captopril in adults with mild to moderate hypertension, with the hibiscus group showing equal effectiveness and fewer side effects. How to prepare it correctly. Use 2 teaspoons of dried hibiscus flowers or 1 hibiscus tea bag. Steep in 8 ounces of hot water for 5 minutes. The tea turns a beautiful deep crimson red. The intensity of that color is a direct indicator of anthocyanin concentration. The deeper the red, the more blood pressure supporting compounds in your cup. Drink it warm every morning before breakfast. Do not add sugar. Sugar raises blood pressure and cancels every benefit. A small amount of raw honey is acceptable if the tartness is too strong. One critical warning. If you are already taking blood pressure medication, speak with your doctor before adding hibiscus tea to your daily routine. Hibiscus can potentiate the effect of certain blood pressure medications, and the combined effect may lower blood pressure further than intended. Always inform your doctor of any dietary changes when you are on medication. Drink number 2. Warm beetroot juice. Beetroot juice is one of the most researched natural blood pressure interventions in the world. And the specific compound that makes it work is something that most people have never heard of, even though it is present in one of the most common vegetables in any grocery store. The problem it solves. One of the most consistent contributors to elevated blood pressure in seniors over 60 is reduced nitric oxide production. As we age, the endothelial cells lining our blood vessels produce less nitric oxide. Less nitric oxide means less natural blood vessel relaxation. Less relaxation means higher resting vascular resistance. Higher vascular resistance means elevated blood pressure, even at rest, even without any other health problems. How beetroot juice helps. Beetroot is one of the richest dietary sources of inorganic nitrate of any food. When you drink beetroot juice, the nitrate is absorbed into the bloodstream, where it undergoes a two-step conversion. First, it converts to nitrite in the mouth and gut. Then nitrite converts to nitric oxide in the blood vessel walls, directly restoring the nitric oxide levels that have declined with age. This dietary nitrate pathway is a direct bypass of the age-related decline in endothelial nitric oxide production. Your blood vessels receive the nitric oxide signal they need to relax and dilate, regardless of whether your endothelial cells are producing it efficiently. The result is measurable blood pressure reduction within hours of drinking beetroot juice. A study published in Hypertension, one of the leading cardiovascular research journals, found that drinking 250 milliliters of beetroot juice daily reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 8 points and diastolic blood pressure by 5 points within 4 weeks in adults with elevated blood pressure. The researchers described the magnitude of reduction as comparable to pharmacological intervention. A second study published in the American Journal of Physiology found that dietary nitrate from beetroot significantly improved arterial stiffness measurements in older adults, addressing the core age-related vascular change that drives blood pressure elevation after 60. How to prepare it correctly. Fresh beetroot juice is ideal. Juice 1 to 2 medium fresh beetroots using a juicer. If you do not have a juicer, use pure store-bought beetroot juice with no added sugar or additives. Check the label carefully. Many commercial beetroot juices add apple juice or sweeteners that reduce the nitrate benefit. Drink 4 to 8 ounces every morning before breakfast. Warm it slightly, not hot, as heat can reduce nitrate content. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice. The vitamin C in lemon protects the nitrate during digestion and enhances conversion to nitric oxide in the blood vessels. One important note. Beetroot juice will turn your urine and stools pink or red. This is completely normal and harmless. Do not be alarmed, it is simply the natural beetroot pigment passing through your system. Drink number 3. Warm lemon water. Before drink number 4, the one I mentioned at the beginning that most people overlook for blood pressure, subscribe to 60 Strong right now if you have not already. We release new senior health content every single week. And drop a comment below. What is your current blood pressure reading? I read every single comment. Most people think of lemon water as a kidney and digestive health drink. And we have covered what it does for kidneys in our Morning Drinks Part 1 video, the video that over 1 million people have now watched. But what warm lemon water does specifically for blood pressure, through 2 mechanisms that are completely separate from its kidney benefits, makes it equally valuable as a morning blood pressure drink. The problem it solves. 2 of the most consistent dietary contributors to elevated blood pressure in seniors over 60 are excess sodium and inadequate potassium. Most seniors consume far more sodium than their blood vessels can comfortably manage, and far less potassium than they need to counterbalance sodium's blood pressure-raising effects. This sodium-potassium imbalance is one of the most fixable dietary drivers of elevated blood pressure, and warm lemon water addresses both sides of it simultaneously. How warm lemon water helps blood pressure. Fresh lemons are a meaningful source of potassium. One lemon provides approximately 80 milligrams. But more importantly, lemons' flavonoids, particularly hesperidin and diasmin, have been shown in research to directly improve blood vessel endothelial function. These flavonoids reduce the oxidative stress that damages endothelial cells, the cells responsible for producing the nitric oxide that keeps blood vessels relaxed. A study published in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry found that daily lemon flavonoid consumption significantly improved endothelial function and reduced blood pressure in adults with borderline hypertension, with the researchers identifying hesperidin as the primary active compound. Vitamin C from fresh lemon juice also reduces arterial stiffness through its antioxidant action on the connective tissue proteins that make up blood vessel walls. Regular vitamin C intake has been consistently associated with lower blood pressure and better arterial flexibility in adults over 55 across multiple large studies. Warm water specifically, rather than cold, has also been shown to promote better circulation. How to prepare it correctly. Squeeze the juice of half a fresh lemon into 8 ounces of warm water. Not boiling, just comfortably warm. Drink slowly on an empty stomach before any other food or drink. This is your very first morning drink, before coffee, before tea, before checking your phone. No sugar. No sweeteners. Always fresh lemon, never bottled juice which has lower flavonoid content and often contains preservatives. Drink number 4. Pomegranate juice. This is the drink I mentioned at the beginning. The one most seniors over 60 have completely overlooked for blood pressure management. And the research behind what pomegranate does specifically to blood vessel flexibility and the blood pressure regulating systems in your body is something most cardiologists have simply never had time to read about in their clinical training. The problem it solves. One of the least discussed but most damaging contributors to blood pressure elevation in seniors over 60 is oxidative stress in the cardiovascular system. Free radicals, unstable molecules generated by normal metabolism, stress, and inflammation, attack the walls of blood vessels continuously. This oxidative damage stiffens artery walls, reduces nitric oxide production, and triggers inflammatory responses that further constrict blood vessels and raise pressure. As we age, our body's natural antioxidant defenses decline, meaning more free radical damage accumulates in blood vessels with less repair occurring. This oxidative progression is one of the primary reasons blood pressure tends to rise steadily throughout the senior years, even in people who make healthy choices. How pomegranate juice helps. Pomegranate is one of the most antioxidant-rich foods on Earth. It contains punicalagins and ellagic acid, compounds that convert to urolithins in the gut and deliver an antioxidant capacity that has been measured at 3 times that of red wine and twice that of green tea in direct comparisons. These pomegranate antioxidants do something specific and important for blood pressure. They protect the endothelial cells lining blood vessel walls from oxidative damage, preserving their ability to produce nitric oxide. Better endothelial health means more nitric oxide production. More nitric oxide means more natural blood vessel relaxation. More relaxation means lower resting blood pressure. Pomegranate also inhibits the ACE enzyme, the same pathway that hibiscus from drink number 1 targets. This dual ACE inhibition effect, hibiscus in the morning plus pomegranate, provides a more sustained and comprehensive natural ACE inhibitory effect than either drink achieves alone. A study published in Plant Foods for Human Nutrition found that daily pomegranate juice consumption reduced systolic blood pressure by an average of 5 points and significantly improved arterial stiffness measurements in adults with hypertension over an 8-week period. A second study published in Atherosclerosis followed 19 patients with severe carotid artery disease, one of the most serious cardiovascular conditions, who drank pomegranate juice daily for a year. Their systolic blood pressure dropped by 21% and the atherosclerotic plaque in their carotid arteries reduced by 35%. The researchers attributed these extraordinary results primarily to the pomegranate's antioxidant and ACE inhibitory properties. How to prepare it correctly? Use 4 to 8 ounces of pure unsweetened pomegranate juice, 100% pomegranate with no added sugar, no added water, and no other juices blended in. Check the label carefully. The word pomegranate should be the only ingredient. Drink it straight or diluted with an equal amount of water if the natural tartness is too strong. Take it in the morning alongside or after your warm lemon water. The combination of lemon flavonoids and pomegranate punicalagins working on the same endothelial nitric oxide pathway creates a more comprehensive morning blood vessel support effect than either drink provides alone. One important note. Pomegranate juice may interact with certain blood pressure medications, particularly calcium channel blockers and statins. If you are on these medications, speak with your doctor before adding pomegranate juice to your daily routine. Drink number 5. Plain water, the foundation. I saved this one for last. Not because it is least important. Because it is the most important of all. And most seniors with elevated blood pressure are making one critical mistake with their water intake every single morning, and they have no idea how much it is raising their blood pressure numbers. The problem it solves. Dehydration and blood pressure have a direct relationship that most seniors never learn about. When your body is even mildly dehydrated, your blood becomes more concentrated, thicker and less fluid. To push thicker blood through your blood vessels, your heart must generate more pressure. The result is immediate, measurable blood pressure elevation from dehydration alone. After 60, your sense of thirst weakens significantly. Most seniors wake up mildly dehydrated after 7 to 8 hours without fluids, and then immediately drink coffee. Caffeine is a vasoconstrictor and a diuretic. It constricts blood vessels and increases fluid loss simultaneously. This means the first thing most seniors do every morning is add dehydration and vasoconstriction together, creating a morning blood pressure spike that most people attribute to other causes. How plain water supports healthy blood pressure. Adequate hydration maintains the proper viscosity of blood, keeping it fluid enough to move through your vessels with less pressure required from your heart. Research published in the European Journal of Nutrition found that adults who increased their morning water intake showed measurably lower morning blood pressure readings within 2 weeks, with the effect most pronounced in adults over 55. Water also supports kidney function, and your kidneys are your primary long-term blood pressure regulators. Healthy kidneys filter excess sodium from the blood efficiently, reducing the sodium retention that raises blood pressure. Dehydrated kidneys retain more sodium as a protective mechanism, raising blood pressure in the process. Adequate morning hydration supports your kidneys in performing this sodium clearing function optimally from the first hour of the day. How to drink water correctly for blood pressure management. Drink 12 ounces of plain room temperature water as the absolute first thing you do every morning. Before the hibiscus tea. Before the lemon water. Before the coffee. This single glass of water immediately begins rehydrating your blood, reducing its viscosity and lowering the resistance your heart must overcome before the day has even properly started. Continue drinking water steadily throughout the day. The goal is pale yellow urine consistently. Dark yellow urine means your blood is concentrated and your blood pressure is likely elevated as a result. Room temperature water absorbs more quickly than cold water and is gentler on your cardiovascular system first thing in the morning. Avoid flavored water packets, many contain sodium which directly raises blood pressure. One final and important warning. If your doctor has told you to restrict fluid intake because of heart failure or kidney disease, follow your doctor's specific guidance. Fluid management in these conditions requires medical supervision and general recommendations do not apply. So there you have it. 5 morning drinks that may help support lower blood pressure naturally, specifically for seniors over 60. Hibiscus tea, delivering anthocyanins that stimulate nitric oxide production and naturally inhibit the ACE enzyme, reducing blood vessel constriction from the same pathway that ACE inhibitor medications target, with clinical research showing an average 7-point systolic reduction from daily use. Warm beetroot juice, providing the richest dietary source of inorganic nitrate available, bypassing the age-related decline in endothelial nitric oxide production and directly restoring the blood vessel relaxation signal that stiff aging arteries have lost, with research showing reductions comparable to pharmaceutical intervention. Warm lemon water, delivering hesperidin and diosmin flavonoids that protect endothelial cells from oxidative damage while providing the potassium that counterbalances sodium's blood pressure-raising effects, alongside the gentle morning vasodilation of warm water that starts every day with relaxed blood vessels. Pomegranate juice, containing the most powerful antioxidant compounds of any commonly consumed fruit juice, protecting blood vessel walls from the oxidative damage that drives arterial stiffness, while inhibiting the ACE enzyme alongside hibiscus for a more comprehensive and sustained natural blood pressure support effect. And plain water, the foundation that everything else depends on, reducing blood viscosity from the very first drink of the morning and supporting the kidney sodium clearing function that is your body's primary long-term blood pressure regulation system. Here is the most important thing I want you to take from this video. Elevated blood pressure after 60 is not something you have to simply accept. The trajectory is not fixed. Consistent small daily choices, the right drinks every single morning, can work alongside whatever your doctor has prescribed to support healthier blood pressure levels naturally. You do not need to start all 5 tomorrow. Start with 1 drink. Hibiscus tea is the most researched and the easiest to find. Add a second drink in week 2. Build gradually. And always keep your doctor informed of any changes you are making, especially if you are already on blood pressure medication. Your heart beats approximately 100,000 times every single day. Every one of those beats pushes against the resistance in your blood vessels. Give your vessels the morning support they need to stay relaxed and flexible, and your heart will thank you for years to come. If this video helped you understand your blood pressure numbers better, please share it with someone you care about. A family member. A friend over 60. Someone whose blood pressure numbers you have been worried about. You could genuinely make a difference in someone's cardiovascular health just by sharing this video. And if you have not subscribed to 60 Strong yet, please do that now, because next week we are covering the 5 foods that are silently raising your blood pressure every single day. And most seniors eat at least 3 of them every day without knowing it. Take care of your heart. Take care of your blood vessels. I will see you in the next video.